Hi, dear. Welcome to your favorite audiobook channel, Wisdom Flicks. The Success Multiplier, one habit to transform your life. Why read this book? Because one small habit, done consistently, can transform your entire life. The Success Multiplier reveals how to identify that habit, anchor it into your routine, and use it to multiply success across every area of your life. Simple, powerful, and life-changing. Introduction. The hidden power of one habit. Have you ever looked at someone successful and wondered, how do they make it all look so effortless? While you're juggling deadlines, battling distractions, and trying to stay motivated, they seem to glide through life with focus, energy, and results. It's easy to assume they know something you don't, or that they're somehow wired differently. But what if the secret to that kind of success wasn't in doing more, but in doing less, with greater purpose? That's the idea behind this book, that we live in a world obsessed with complexity. We're constantly told to hustle harder, wake up earlier, multitask better, and juggle a dozen productivity hacks. But the truth is, lasting success, real transformation, comes from something much simpler. Not 100 scattered strategies, but one powerful habit practiced with consistency. Just one. This book is built on a powerful principle. One habit, done consistently, has the power to transform your life. It can multiply your success, rewire your thinking, and shift the trajectory of your future. I call this concept the Success Multiplier. And it's not just a theory. It's a practical, life-changing approach backed by science, proven by real people, and rooted in timeless wisdom. Think about it. What if, instead of trying to change 10 things at once, you focused on just one small shift that sets off a chain reaction of positive change? What if you could install a single habit that would ripple into your health, mindset, relationships, career, and confidence? That's not wishful thinking. It's how real change happens. Let me be clear. This isn't another book telling you to work harder, wake up at 5 a.m., or add more tasks to your to-do list. In fact, it's the opposite. This is a book about simplification, about clarity, about doing less but doing it better. And most importantly, doing it in a way that feels good, natural, and deeply aligned with the life you want to live. You might be wondering, what kind of habit are we talking about? The truth is, it depends. For some, the multiplier habit might be daily exercise. For others, it could be journaling, reading, meditating, planning the day, or even just waking up with intention. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. But what you will discover in the pages ahead is a powerful framework to help you identify your habit, the one that matters most to your growth, your goals, and your vision for your future. Inside this book, we're going to walk through the psychology of habits, why they're so hard to build, why they're even harder to break, and how to use them as a force for good. You'll learn why some habits stick while others fade, and how to design your daily life around the one habit that changes everything else. This book is not about theory. It's about transformation. It's about showing you how to identify the single most powerful habit that fits your life. Build that habit into your routine without stress or resistance. Use that habit as a launchpad to create momentum in every area of your life. Overcome the mental blocks and setbacks that often derail even the best intentions. And ultimately, live with more clarity, energy, confidence, and success by doing less. The most remarkable lives are not built on complexity. They're built on the disciplined execution of simple actions done over time. When you zoom out and look at the lives of the most successful individuals across business, sports, art, and leadership, you begin to notice a common thread. They didn't do 100 things differently. They did one or two things exceptionally well every single day. That was their multiplier. That's what you're about to discover. So, wherever you are right now, in your career, your relationships, your health, or your mindset, know this: you don't need to change everything. You just need to find and commit to the one habit that multiplies everything else. Your breakthrough doesn't lie in working harder. It lies in working smarter, on the right thing, at the right time, in the right way. Welcome to the Success Multiplier. Let's begin the transformation. Chapter 1. Why most people struggle with success. It's the one thing almost everyone wants, but few people truly understand. Even fewer know how to achieve it. And for those who do manage to taste a bit of it, holding on to it can be just as challenging. Why is that? Why do so many people struggle with success? Even when they work hard, dream big, and try to do everything right? Let's begin by clearing up a painful truth. Most people don't struggle because they're lazy or unintelligent. They struggle because they're overwhelmed, distracted, and scattered in our modern world. The pressure to do more, be more, and have more is louder than ever. We live in an age of noise, constant notifications, endless to-do lists, quick-fix advice from social media gurus, and comparison traps that leave us feeling like we're always falling behind. This pressure leads to burnout, not breakthroughs. And that's where the struggle begins. The hustle trap. When effort isn't enough, we've been conditioned to believe that hustle equals success. Wake up earlier, work later, push harder, sleep less, sacrifice more. But here's the truth. Working harder isn't always the answer. Working smarter is. Think about this. If effort alone created success, then construction workers, nurses, and single mothers working 3 jobs would be millionaires. But they're not. Because effort without direction is like rowing a boat with no compass. You might be paddling hard, but you're not going anywhere meaningful. Most people are stuck in this cycle. They're busy, but not productive. They're active, but not aligned. They're running, but not progressing. It's not that they're incapable. It's that they're operating without a clear success system. The myth of multitasking and doing it all. Another reason people struggle is the belief that they must do everything. Learn 10 new habits. Start 5 side hustles. Join a gym. Meditate. Read a book a week. Wake up at 5 a.m. Eat clean. Start journaling. Drink more water. Post content. Network daily. Sound familiar? The result? Overwhelm, paralysis, inconsistency, and eventually, burnout. Multitasking might make you feel productive, but it quietly drains your energy and focus. Studies show that the brain actually performs worse when constantly switching tasks. Each switch creates a cognitive cost, draining your mental battery little by little. And yet, we praise the grind. We celebrate being constantly busy. But busyness is not the same as effectiveness. In fact, it's often the enemy of it. The real reason success slips away, success isn't a lightning strike. It's not luck. And it's definitely not reserved for the chosen few. Success is the result of consistent, intentional behavior, repeated over time. The real reason most people struggle isn't because they're doing the wrong thing. It's because they're trying to do too many things all at once. And here's where the success multiplier comes in. What if, instead of trying to overhaul your entire life, you focused on just one thing, one single habit? Point one that, when done daily, creates positive momentum in every other part of your life? That's what high performers do. That's what athletes, creators, CEOs, and even spiritual leaders understand. They don't try to master everything at once. They master one thing. Then let that mastery shape the rest of their world. Confusing goals with systems. Here's another common trap. Confusing goals with systems. Most people set goals, big, bold goals. I want to lose weight. I want to make more money. I want to be more confident. But a goal without a system is just a wish. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, said it best. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Think about it. You might have the goal to write a book, but unless you sit down to write 500 words a day, that book will remain an idea. You might want to get fit, but unless you create a system for showing up at the gym and eating well consistently, you'll fall back into old patterns. Point one, small daily habit is the foundation of every powerful system. And the people who build systems, those are the people who succeed. Fear, resistance, and the need for immediate results. Another silent killer of success. Impatience in a world of 10-second videos, one-day shipping, and instant likes. We've lost our tolerance for slow progress. If we don't see results in a week, we assume we're doing something wrong. But real success is slow, that it's unglamorous, that it's boring, that it's built in silence. While the world isn't watching, that's why most people quit. Not because they're not capable, but because they underestimate the time it takes to see real change, and they overestimate what motivation can do. Let me be honest with you. Motivation is a liar. It shows up randomly and disappears just as quickly. But habit? Habit doesn't care if you feel like it or not. Habit builds momentum. Even on the days you don't want to try it. That's why developing just one powerful habit, the right habit, is far more important than setting 20 goals or reading 50 books, because once the habit is in place, you don't need to be motivated. You just show up, and that consistency, that's where real growth happens. The breakthrough starts small. Success isn't about mastering everything. It's about mastering one thing at a time. So, here's the question that matters most. What if you could build just one habit that would multiply everything else? What if that single habit improved your focus, reduced your stress, boosted your confidence, and made every other goal feel easier? What if that habit became the foundation of your personal success system? In the chapters ahead, you'll discover exactly how to find that one habit, your success multiplier. You'll learn how to build it, protect it, and scale it into something extraordinary. But for now, understand this. Most people struggle with success not because they lack ability, but because they lack simplicity, clarity, and focus. Let's change that. Let's multiply your results by mastering just one habit. Chapter 2. The One Habit Rule. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, and instead of reaching for your phone, you take a quiet moment to sit with your thoughts. You journal, reflect, and write down your top intention for the day. Just 5 minutes. Nothing fancy. Now imagine doing that every single day for the next 30 days. No pressure, no drama, no perfection, just one habit. That habit, done consistently, begins to shift something inside you. You become more present, more focused, more intentional. Your days begin to feel less chaotic, your mind feels less foggy, and your purpose becomes a little clearer. You didn't overhaul your entire life. You didn't start 5 new routines. You just committed to one small act every single day. That's the power of the One Habit Rule. What is the One Habit Rule? The One Habit Rule is a simple but deeply transformative idea. Instead of trying to change everything, focus on changing one thing consistently. That's it. Pick one habit, just one, and commit to doing it every day. Not 10, not 5, just one. Now, this may sound too simple, too easy even, but don't be fooled. Simplicity is not weakness. In fact, simplicity is what makes this approach powerful. It removes confusion. It cuts through the noise. It gives your mind one clear direction. In a world filled with complicated systems and overwhelming goals, the One Habit Rule brings you back to clarity, back to focus, back to what truly moves the needle. Why one habit is more powerful than 10. Let's break something down logically. When you try to change 5 things at once, start a new diet, build a morning routine, meditate, read more, start a business, you dilute your energy. Your focus gets divided. Your willpower gets drained. And eventually, you give up. Not because you're weak, but because your system was overloaded. Success isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. And consistency becomes almost impossible when you're juggling too many new behaviors at the same time. But when you focus on just one habit, something beautiful happens. You build momentum. You create mental space. You develop self-trust. You start winning again. And those small wins? They build confidence. They create identity shifts. They set the stage for deeper transformation. The compound effect in action. Let's look at it from a different angle. Compound interest. If you put $1 in a bank and let it grow at 10% interest, it doesn't feel like much at first. But give it time, months, years, and the growth becomes exponential. Habits work the same way. At first, the results seem invisible. You might meditate for 10 days and wonder if anything is really happening. But over time, that meditation starts changing. Your mindset, your reactions, your clarity, your energy. Then, without even noticing, you've evolved into a more grounded, focused, calm version of yourself. Big changes never feel big in the beginning. They feel like small steps, repeated daily. That's the compound power of the One Habit Rule. Real life examples of the One Habit Rule. Let's take a look at how the One Habit Rule has changed lives. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, started with one habit, writing 500 words a day. That led to blog posts, which led to a book, which led to a global movement. Kobe Bryant, legendary NBA player, committed to practicing the same footwork, drills, over and over and over. While others chased trends, he mastered the basics. That one habit made him unstoppable. Oprah Winfrey has shared how her habit of daily stillness, meditation, and journaling became the foundation for her clarity and confidence. None of them tried to master everything at once. They found one thing that mattered, and they showed up for it. Daily. That's the difference between success that lasts and ambition that fades. Choosing the right habit. So, how do you choose the right habit? The answer is deeply personal. But here's a framework to help. Ask yourself, what is one habit that would make everything else easier or unnecessary? This is your keystone habit, the one that affects multiple areas of your life. Examples: waking up early, reading 10 pages, walking daily, planning the day ahead, practicing gratitude. What is one habit that aligns with the person I want to become? Habits shape identity. When you act like the person you want to be, you become them. What habit feels small enough to stick with, but meaningful enough to create momentum? You don't need to run a marathon. Just lace up your shoes. One step at a time. Start small. Stay consistent. Scale later. That's the path. The science behind one habit. Let's touch on the brain for a moment. When you repeat a habit, you're literally rewiring your brain. Neural pathways are formed through repetition. The more you walk that mental path, the easier it becomes. Eventually, the action becomes automatic. This is why habits aren't just routines, they're identity builders. When you meditate daily, you don't just become more mindful, you become someone who values peace. When you write daily, you don't just improve your skill, you become a writer. When you plan your day every morning, you don't just become more organized, you become someone who leads their life with intention. And it all starts with one habit. Common objections and misunderstandings. Now, let's address a few common doubts. But one habit can't really change my whole life. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen how one bad habit can ruin a life? One negative pattern repeated over time can lead to burnout, depression, addiction, or broken relationships. So why is it so hard to believe that one positive habit, done daily, could elevate your life in the opposite direction? The truth is, it can, and it will. But I want faster results. We all do. But fast doesn't mean lasting. The one habit rule is a long game. You may not see results overnight, but you will see results. And they'll be sustainable. What if I fail? You will. At some point, you'll miss a day. You'll fall off. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is returning. Falling down doesn't break the system. Staying down does. That's why the one habit rule works. It's forgiving, flexible, human. The ripple effect. When you build one solid habit, it creates something bigger than just discipline. It creates identity. It builds integrity. It increases confidence. It reduces decision fatigue. It restores personal power. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds you that you are capable of change no matter how long you felt stuck. No matter how many times you've failed. No matter how far you feel from your goals. Point one habit, done today, repeated tomorrow, can change your life, your turn. The 1% shift as you move forward in this book. I challenge you to do something simple but powerful. Choose one habit. Commit to it for the next 30 days. Just one. Don't overthink it. Don't complicate it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Start small. Trust the process. Because the one habit rule isn't about making everything perfect. It's about making one thing work and letting that one thing change everything else. Chapter 3. Finding your success multiplier habit. Imagine you're holding a key. Not just any key. A key that, once used, doesn't just unlock one door, but many. A key that opens opportunity, confidence, clarity, focus, and success. That's exactly what a success multiplier habit is. It's not just a routine task. It's not about adding something for the sake of discipline. It's a habit so powerful, so influential, that it creates momentum in every other area of your life. In this chapter, you'll learn how to find your success multiplier habit. The one action that, when done consistently, causes a ripple effect throughout your mindset, energy, productivity, and emotional well-being. Because not all habits are created equal. Some are good, some are helpful, but a few are life-changing. What makes a habit a success multiplier? A success multiplier habit is a keystone habit. That means it's a single behavior that naturally leads to multiple positive effects in your life. When you commit to this one habit, other areas begin to improve. Even without conscious effort, let's look at a few examples. Daily exercise not only improves your health, but boosts your mood, energy, sleep quality, and confidence. Journaling increases clarity, emotional awareness, decision-making, and self-reflection. Waking up early creates quiet time for planning, self-care, and intentional focus. Reading 10 pages a day builds knowledge, discipline, mental stimulation, and creativity. Daily meditation enhances mindfulness, emotional regulation, and stress resilience. Each of these habits, when done consistently, acts like a lever. You push one lever, and multiple other levers move on their own. That's the multiplier effect. The problem with generic advice: most success advice feels generic. Wake up at 5 a.m. Read every day. Go to the gym. These are all great habits, but they aren't automatically effective for everyone. Why? Because success isn't about copying someone else's routine, that it's about discovering what works best for you. Your life is unique. Your goals, your schedule, your energy, your personality, they all matter. That's why your success multiplier must align with you, not with trends. The goal here isn't to force a habit. It's to uncover the one that feels natural, sustainable, and deeply connected to the person you want to become. The 3 core criteria of a multiplier habit to identify your own success multiplier. Look for a habit that meets these 3 powerful criteria. 1. Simplicity. The habit should be easy to start and not require massive willpower or resources. Example: write 1 sentence in a journal is simple. Write 3 pages perfectly every day is overwhelming. Simplicity builds momentum. Point 2. Emotional return. The habit should make you feel better after you do it. Whether it's calmness, clarity, pride, or energy, it should create a positive emotional association. This is what keeps the habit alive, even when motivation fades. Point 3. Ripple effect. The habit should indirectly improve multiple areas of your life. Think beyond the surface. Does it affect your mindset, your energy, your relationships, your productivity? If a habit meets all 3, simple, emotionally rewarding, and impactful across different areas, you may have just found your success multiplier. A quick exercise. Find your multiplier. Let's walk through a quick reflection exercise to help you identify your habit. Step 1. Reflect on your goals. Ask yourself, what do I truly want more of in life right now? More focus? More energy? More control? More joy? Step 2. Ask, what's the one habit that would make that easier? Example: want more energy? Start walking for 20 minutes daily. Want more mental clarity? Begin a morning journaling habit. Want more focus? Meditate for 5 minutes before work. Want more direction? Review your goals every morning. Step 3. Pick something you can do in 2 to 10 minutes. It must be so simple that there's almost no excuse not to do it. You can scale up later, but your focus right now is consistency. Remember, you're not choosing a habit for the next week. You're choosing a small behavior that could change the trajectory of your life over the next year. Habit examples by life area. Here are a few examples of multiplier habits based on different life goals. If you want to improve your mindset, morning gratitude journaling, 3 things you're thankful for, daily reading, 10 pages of a personal growth book, affirmations spoken aloud every morning. If you want to boost focus and productivity, planning your top 3 priorities before starting your day, a 5-minute deep breathing session before work using a no phone before 9 a.m. Rule. If you want to improve health and energy, drinking a full glass of water first thing in the morning, 10 push-ups or 15 squats every morning, walking for 20 minutes after lunch. If you want to strengthen emotional resilience, writing down your biggest fear of the day and reframing it. Daily reflection: what did I learn today? Evening journaling: what went well today? If you want to build confidence, talking to 1 new person each day, posting 1 video or message online daily, practicing self-affirmations in the mirror. Let it choose you. Sometimes the best multiplier habit isn't the one you think of first. It's the one that keeps showing up in your life, the one your gut keeps nudging you toward. Maybe it's the habit you keep putting off. Maybe it's something you used to do and felt amazing afterward. Maybe it's something you do once in a while that brings you peace, focus, or power. Listen to that. Let the habit choose you. Test it for 7 days. Once you've identified a potential multiplier, give it a 7-day test. Ask, do I enjoy doing it, even slightly? Do I feel better afterward? Am I noticing a shift in how I think, act, or feel? If yes, great. Keep going. If not, adjust. Try something else. This isn't about rigid rules. It's about discovering what brings the most value into your life with the least resistance. Point 1 habit to rule them all. When you find your habit, your success multiplier, You'll feel IT won't solve every problem overnight, but it will give you something powerful: control. Control over your time, control over your emotions, control over your growth. That's when you begin to shift from reacting to life to designing it. And that's exactly what this book is about: your action. Step: here's what to do before the next chapter. Take 10 quiet minutes. Reflect on what you truly need more of right now. Choose one simple, emotionally rewarding habit. Commit to it for the next 7 days, just as a test. Journal the impact, even if it feels small, because once you discover your success multiplier habit, everything changes. Chapter 4. The identity shift. Here's something most people never realize. Real, lasting change doesn't start with habits. It starts with identity. You can build habits all day long, but if you still see yourself as the same person inside, those habits will eventually collapse. Why? Because your actions will always align with your self-image, not the other way around. Let me put it another way. If you want to transform your life, you have to first transform how you see yourself. This is the secret behind every lasting transformation story. Whether it's someone losing weight and keeping it off, rising from poverty to financial success, or building an unshakable mindset, it all begins with a shift in identity. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into how your identity shapes your actions, how habits can be used to rewire that identity, and how your success multiplier habit becomes the foundation of who you are becoming. Your current identity is a collection of habits. Let's get real for a moment. Your identity today, how you see yourself, isn't fixed. It's been shaped over time by the things you do consistently. If you often procrastinate, you start to see yourself as someone who's lazy or unmotivated. If you give up easily, you might label yourself as undisciplined. If you fail to follow through, you may quietly believe that you lack willpower. These aren't facts. They're stories built from repetition. Your identity is a reflection of your repeated behaviors. The good news? That means you can change your identity, not by forcing it, not by faking it, but by proving it to yourself through action. Identity-based change versus outcome-based change. There are two types of personal change. Most people chase the wrong 1.1. Outcome-based change. This is where most people start. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to earn 6 figures. I want to read 50 books this year. These are all goals based on results. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's surface level. It doesn't stick. Point 2. Identity-based change. This is deeper. It asks a different question. Who do I want to become? What kind of person earns 6 figures? What does a healthy person do daily? Instead of chasing an outcome, you become the type of person who achieves those outcomes as a byproduct of who you are. If your goal is to run a marathon, outcome-based thinking says, I want to cross the finish line. Identity-based thinking says, I am a runner. The difference is subtle, but it changes everything. Your success multiplier builds identity now. Here's where it gets powerful. The one habit you choose to commit to, your success multiplier, is more than just an action. It's a vote for a new identity. Let's say your habit is reading 10 pages every day. Each time you show up and read, you're not just gaining knowledge. You're casting a vote for the identity of, I am a learner. If your habit is waking up at 6 a.m., you're not just waking early. You're becoming someone who values discipline and control. If your habit is journaling every evening, you're becoming someone who reflects, thinks, and grows. The habit becomes a mirror, constantly reflecting a new image of yourself, a stronger, wiser, more intentional version of who you want to be. That's the real power. Small wins, big shifts. You don't need to completely reinvent yourself overnight. You just need small wins, daily confirmations that you are becoming who you say you are. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who says, I'm terrible at saving money. That's their identity. But one day, they decide to save just $5 a day. Small, right? But every day they do it, they're reinforcing a new truth. I am someone who saves money. Eventually, they start finding more ways to save. Their confidence builds. They begin budgeting. Then they start investing. The behavior follows the belief. And the belief is built through small daily actions. That's how the identity shift happens. Not through a big event, but through daily proof. The power of self-talk and inner labels. Let's go deeper. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you constantly say, I'm just not consistent. I've never been disciplined. I always quit. Your subconscious will look for ways to prove that identity true. But what if you flip the script? What if your self-talk began to reflect who you're becoming, not who you were? Instead of, I'm not consistent, try, I'm learning to be more consistent every day. Instead of, I can't focus, try, I'm becoming the kind of person who focuses deeply on what matters. Language is powerful. Your brain listens to your words. Speak like the person you want to become. The three-step identity shift formula here's a simple formula to shift your identity using your success multiplier habit. Step 1. Decide who you want to become. I want to become someone who reads daily / leads confidently / thinks clearly / stays calm / follows through. Step 2. Choose a daily habit that proves it. Pick a small, consistent action that reflects that identity. This becomes your daily vote. Step 3. Reinforce it. With language and reflection, celebrate small wins. Journal your progress. Speak about yourself in alignment with the new identity. Identity isn't something you have. It's something you build. From doing to being eventually, your habit will stop feeling like a task and start feeling like part of who you are. That's the turning point. You no longer try to meditate. You are someone who meditates. You don't force yourself to write. You are a writer. You don't push yourself to exercise. You are an athlete, and once you reach that level, once your habit becomes identity, success becomes effortless, not because it's easy, but because it's natural. Real life story. The student who became a leader. Let me share a real story with you. A young man named Omar was shy, soft-spoken, and filled with self-doubt. In college, he avoided leadership roles and rarely spoke up in class. One day, he decided to start a new habit. Giving one compliment or encouragement to someone each day. At first, it felt strange, but day by day, something shifted. He became more social. His confidence grew. Eventually, he began leading group projects, then student groups, then entire events. He wasn't pretending to be confident anymore. He was confident. What changed? One habit, done daily, rewrote his story. You are becoming. Right now, through your actions, your self-talk, your habits, you are becoming someone. The only question is, are you becoming who you want to be, or are you just repeating who you've been? That's what the identity shift is all about. It's about moving forward with intention, choosing your future self, and backing it with daily proof. You don't have to wait until next year to change. You don't need permission, a title, or a perfect plan. All you need is one habit that aligns with the person you're becoming. Start now. Start small. Start with belief, because every action is a vote, and every vote is a step closer to you at your best. Chapter 5. Designing a life around one habit. By now, you've discovered something powerful. You don't need to change everything to transform your life. You just need one habit. One right habit, practiced with consistency. But here's the next big step. What if you designed your entire life around that one habit? Not by overhauling your routine, not by forcing discipline with grit and grind, but by building a lifestyle that supports and protects your habit so it becomes almost impossible to break. That's what this chapter is about. We're going to walk through how to build a habit-friendly environment, how to structure your day to flow around your success multiplier, and how to turn that one habit into the unshakable anchor of your life. Because when you design your life around one powerful habit, you don't have to rely on willpower. The habit becomes who you are, and your life begins to organize itself around that identity. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. Think of a successful life like a beautiful garden. You can't just throw seeds into the dirt and hope for the best. You need to prepare the soil, water the roots, protect the space, pull the weeds, create the right environment for things to grow. Habits are no different. Your environment either supports your habit or sabotages it. Your schedule either makes space for your habit or squeezes it out. Your relationships either uplift your identity or challenge it. If your life isn't built to support your new behavior, eventually, no matter how motivated you are, you'll fall back into old patterns. Let's shift from willpower to design. Your environment shapes your behavior. Let's start with your surroundings. What's around you? The objects, people, tools, sounds, and digital cues has a massive impact on what you do without even realizing it. Think about it. If your phone is beside your bed, you're more likely to scroll mindlessly in the morning. If there's junk food in the kitchen, you're more likely to snack. If your workspace is cluttered, your focus will likely be fragmented. But when your environment is designed with intentional cues, habits become easier. This is known as choice architecture. You're structuring your surroundings to make the right action the easy action. So, ask yourself, where will my habit take place? What visual or sensory cues can I use to remind me? What can I remove from my space to eliminate friction? Designing around your success multiplier. A practical example, let's say your success multiplier habit is daily journaling. Here's how you might design your life around it. 1. Prepare the space, keep your journal and pen on your nightstand. Use a specific notebook just for this purpose. Light a calming candle nearby to signal reflection time. 2. Create triggers, pair it with an existing habit. After brushing your teeth, you journal. Set a calendar reminder at the same time every night. Use a sticky note on your mirror. 5 minutes of truth equals transformation. 3. Eliminate barriers. Don't keep your phone nearby while journaling. Set a 5-minute timer so it never feels overwhelming. Pre-write prompts like, "What did I learn today?" or "What did I handle well?" Over time, this becomes ritual, and ritual builds rhythm, and rhythm builds reality. Your environment begins working for you, not against you. Stacking your habit with purpose. One of the smartest ways to design your life around one habit is to habit stack. This concept, popularized by James Clear, is simple. Link your new habit to an existing one. It could look like this. After I make my morning coffee, I meditate for 5 minutes. After I brush my teeth at night, I write down one success of the day. After I close my laptop from work, I take a 10-minute walk outside. Habit stacking makes your new habit automatic because it hooks onto something already ingrained in your life. The secret is consistency. When A happens, B must follow. That's how habits stop being effort and start becoming identity. Design your time, not just your space. It's not just about where, it's also about when. If your schedule is filled with chaos, distractions, and demands, your habit will always be pushed to later. And we both know what later means. So, here's a mindset shift. Don't squeeze your habit into your day. Build your day around it. Even if it's just 10 minutes. Even if it means waking up slightly earlier or saying no to one minor distraction. Make it non-negotiable. Give it a home on your calendar. Treat it like a sacred appointment with your future self. Here's a simple framework. Morning anchors. What habit do I start the day with? Midday reset. What short habit recenters me during the day? Evening closure. What habit helps me reflect and recharge? You don't need all three. Even one is enough. But anchor it in time. Time structure is life structure. Build micro-rituals around it. A powerful way to reinforce your habit is to build a ritual around it. A ritual adds meaning. It creates a sense of presence. It elevates a simple act into something sacred. For example, if your habit is reading, make a ritual of preparing tea. Sit in the same cozy chair. Use a special bookmark. Light a candle or play calming instrumental music. These micro-actions signal to your brain, this matters. And when something matters, it lasts. Involve your relationships. Your environment includes people too. Share your habit with someone you trust. Let them know why this habit matters to you, how they can support, or at least not interrupt, your process, what your new routine will look like. Better yet, invite someone to join. If your habit is walking every morning, invite a friend. If it's journaling, check in with a partner weekly. If it's meditation, do it together on Zoom. Accountability creates reinforcement, and community creates sustainability. Protect the habit at all costs. There will be days when you're tired, days when you don't feel like it, days when life gets messy. That's okay. The goal is never perfection. It's preservation. Here's the golden rule. Never miss twice. If you skip a day, no problem. You're human. But the next day, show up. Even if it's for 60 seconds. Even if you do it imperfectly, design your system with grace, not guilt. The habit is not about performance. It's about consistency. The smallest version of the habit still counts. Let the habit shape your life eventually. Your life starts to orbit around your success multiplier. And when that happens, your mornings become intentional. Your energy becomes stable. Your focus becomes sharp. Your actions become automatic. You're not chasing results anymore. You're living in rhythm. You're operating in alignment. And everything begins to flow. Your action plan. Designing around one habit. Let's wrap this chapter with a clear, actionable design plan. Name your success multiplier habit. Example: I will journal for 5 minutes every night. Choose a specific time and place. Example: at 9:30 p.m. on my bed before sleep. Remove friction. Put your journal and pen on your pillow in the morning. Add reinforcement. Use a reminder, a habit tracker, or visual cue. Stack it. Attach it to something you already do daily. Make it beautiful. Add ritual. Create a meaningful space. Share it. Tell one person. Invite them to keep you accountable. Design is power. When you consciously build your environment, your time, and your energy around one habit, you stop depending on willpower. You stop battling distractions. You stop drifting. You start leading your life. And that's what true success feels like. Chapter 6. The 30-Day Habit Sprint. You've learned the theory. You've chosen your one habit. You've started to design your life around it. Now comes the transformation zone, the practice. Welcome to the 30-Day Habit Sprint, the real-world training ground where you stop dreaming about success and start living it, one small action at a time. This chapter isn't just about commitment. It's about momentum. Because when you commit to one powerful habit for 30 days, your brain, your behavior, and even your identity begin to shift. This is where real change happens. Not someday, not in theory, but now, through consistent, intentional action. Why 30 days? Why now? 30 days is long enough to create rhythm, build neural pathways, experience visible and emotional results, break through old patterns, install belief. And yet, it's short enough to feel doable that you're not committing to forever. You're committing to a sprint, a focused period of alignment between who you are and who you want to become. And the best part, you don't need more time. You need more consistency. The 30-Day Habit Sprint gives you exactly that, a structure to win, one day at a time. The science of short sprints. Research in behavioral psychology shows that habits form through repetition, not perfection. Neuroscientists call it long-term potentiation, the process of strengthening neural connections through consistent use. Think of it like this. Day 1 to 10, you're fighting resistance. The habit feels awkward, slow, or unnatural. Day 11 to 20, you begin to adjust. You start looking forward to it. Day 21 to 30, the habit becomes familiar. You feel weird not doing it. In short, you're rewiring your brain. The sprint is where old versions of yourself are released and new patterns are installed. Every day is a step away from the past and a step toward your higher self. The 4 phases of the 30-Day Habit Sprint. Let's break down what you'll experience in these 30 days. Phase 1. The push, days 1 to 7. This is where motivation is high, but so is resistance. It feels exciting and hard at the same time. What you'll feel: self-doubt, discomfort, temptation to skip a battle between your old and new self. Your goal: just show up, even imperfectly, even for 2 minutes. This phase is about building trust with yourself. Phase 2. The groove, days 8 to 15. Now you start finding rhythm. The habit begins to feel less forced and more familiar. What you'll feel: a small sense of pride, increased ease, subtle identity shifts, the beginning of emotional return. Your goal: lock in your routine, reinforce your why, begin to enjoy the process. Phase 3. The dip, days 16 to 23. Here's where things can get tricky. The novelty fades. Life gets busy. Old patterns creep back. What you'll feel: boredom, rationalization, missing one day won't hurt. Temptation to quit your goal, push through. This is the identity test. The old you wants back in. Stay committed, even if the effort feels dry, even if progress feels invisible. Phase 4. The shift, days 24 to 30. You made it. And you're not the same. What you'll feel: emotional reward, confidence, ownership, momentum. Your goal: reflect, celebrate, decide whether to expand, deepen, or simply continue. How to prepare for the sprint. Success doesn't just come from willpower. It comes from preparation. Here's your simple checklist before starting. White heavy checkmark. Choose your one habit. Be specific. Not, I want to be more productive. Instead, I will write down my top 3 priorities every morning at 8 a.m. White heavy checkmark. Pick a consistent time and location. Habits thrive in predictability. Make it part of your environment, schedule, and identity. White heavy checkmark. Remove friction. If your habit is morning walking, set out your shoes the night before. If it's journaling, keep your notebook on your pillow. Fewer decisions equals more consistency. White heavy checkmark. Create a visual tracker. Use a calendar, habit app, or sticky notes. Mark off each day to see your streak build. Visible progress equals emotional fuel. White heavy checkmark. Share it with someone. Tell a friend. Post it online. Start a group chat. Accountability doesn't have to be pressure. It can be support. Rules for the 30-day habit. Sprint. Here's your mindset going in. Rule number 1. Never miss twice. You might miss a day. That's okay. But missing twice turns a slip into a slide. Get back on track immediately. Rule number 2. Scale down. Not out. If you're tired or busy, do the smallest version of your habit. Write one sentence. Meditate for 1 minute. Walk for 5 minutes. Consistency matters more than intensity. Rule number 3. Journal the journey. Take 1 minute daily to write. What went well today? What challenged me? How did I feel after the habit? These micro-reflections deepen your identity shift. Rule number 4. Celebrate small wins. Progress isn't always dramatic, but every day you show up is a win. Treat it like one. What happens after 30 days? By day 30, something powerful will have happened. You'll have built a new rhythm, a deeper belief in yourself, a visible pattern of discipline, a sense of emotional control, a preview of your future self. You'll feel different because you are different. The question then becomes, will you maintain this habit? Will you expand it? Or will you replace it with a new multiplier habit? There's no wrong answer. What matters most is that the pattern continues, the pattern of consistency, intention, and growth. A real-life story. From scattered to structured, let me share the story of Maya. Maya was a busy freelancer, drowning in distractions. She felt scattered, overwhelmed, and constantly behind. She started her 30-day habit sprint with one habit, writing her top 3 goals every morning before checking her phone. Week 1 was tough. She forgot twice, nearly quit once. Week 2 felt smoother. She began completing tasks faster. Week 3 brought clarity. She started structuring her entire day around those 3 goals. By week 4, she was finishing her work faster, resting more, and smiling more. The habit didn't just change her mornings, it changed her mindset, from scattered to structured, from reactive to intentional. All in 30 days. Your turn. Ready to sprint. Here's how you start. Today, declare your habit. Write it down. Be specific. Set your start date. Why not today? No need to wait. Create your tracker. 30 boxes. 1 tick each day. That's it. Commit to the first 7 days. Just focus on the first week. Win it. Then move forward. Repeat this affirmation. Every small action I take is a vote for who I am becoming. Closing words. Day 1 starts now. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being in motion. You're not chasing motivation anymore. You're building discipline. You're not hoping for change. You're creating it. You're not waiting for success. You're multiplying it. 1 habit, 1 day, 1 sprint at a time. Let the 30-day habit sprint begin. Chapter 7. What to do when you fail. Let's get one thing straight. You will fail. You'll miss a day. You'll forget. You'll feel overwhelmed, tired, or unmotivated. You'll break the streak you were so proud of. And guess what? That's okay. In fact, it's expected, because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every champion, every master, every leader you admire has failed, probably more times than you. The difference? They didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. This chapter is your guide for those days when motivation disappears, when perfection crumbles, when you fall short. We'll talk about how to handle failure, recover fast, and build unbreakable mental resilience. Because if you know how to respond to failure, you'll never fear it again. Redefining failure. It's a signal, not a sentence. Failure doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you lack discipline. It doesn't mean you'll never change. It simply means something interrupted the pattern, and now you get to learn from it. That's it. Failure is a signal that something in your system, your time, your energy, your environment, your mindset needs attention. That's all. Think of it like driving a car. If your engine light turns on, you don't throw the car away. You lift the hood, look at what's wrong, and fix it. The same is true here. You don't throw away the habit. You tune the system. Step 1. Drop the guilt. The first thing to do after you mess up, drop the guilt. Immediately, guilt says, you're a bad person for failing. Shame whispers, see? You'll never change. But growth says, This is part of the process. Let go of the inner critic. You're not a robot. You're human. And part of being human is stumbling. Your goal is progress, not perfection. The habit of showing up again is more important than never slipping. Forgive yourself fast. That's what high performers do. They move on. Step 2. Review without emotion. Once the guilt fades, it's time to investigate. Why did I break the habit? Ask without judgment, like a curious scientist, not a guilty parent. Here are a few possibilities. Did I sleep poorly? Was I overwhelmed or overscheduled? Did I forget to set up my cue or environment? Was I emotionally drained? Did I make the habit too complicated? The goal here is not to blame yourself. It's to find the leak in the system. Every failure holds a clue, and every clue helps you grow. Step 3. Adjust. Don't abandon. This is key. Most people, after a setback, quit entirely. They say, I ruined it. It's too late now. Maybe I'm just not a disciplined person. But here's the truth. You don't need to start over. You just need to adjust. Your habit didn't fail. You just hit a wall. So now, ask, can I make the habit smaller or simpler? Can I move it to a better time in my day? Can I eliminate distractions around it? Can I add a support system, reminder, accountability, or ritual? Make the habit so easy that failure feels impossible. Not by lowering your standards, by designing for reality. Step 4. Use the never miss twice rule. You may remember this from Chapter 6, but it's worth repeating. Never miss twice. Missing once, that's life. Missing twice, that's a pattern. The moment you skip 2 days in a row, your brain starts building a new habit. Inconsistency. So the rule is simple. Even if it's tiny, show up the very next day. Missed your 10-minute journaling? Do 1 minute the next day. Missed your workout? Stretch for 5 minutes the next day. Forgot to read 10 pages? Read 1 paragraph tomorrow. This one rule has saved more success stories than motivation ever has. Step 5. Reflect, then recommit. Once you've reviewed and adjusted, do this powerful exercise. Write a 3-sentence reflection. What caused me to slip? What did I learn from it? What will I do differently starting today? Then say out loud, I recommit. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to show up. That sentence is powerful. That you're not giving up. You're growing up into the person who knows how to handle failure with wisdom. The hidden gift of failure. There's something beautiful about failing. It strips away your ego. It humbles you. It sharpens your awareness. And most of all, it reminds you that success isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. The more you fail and recover, the stronger you become. Not weaker, wiser. Not broken, battle-tested. Not behind, being rebuilt. Every time you fail, you have a choice. You can make it your excuse to quit, or you can make it your reason to rise. And that choice defines your journey. A real story. The habit rebuilder. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel decided his multiplier habit would be a 15-minute morning workout. Week 1, nailed it. Week 2, still going. But week 3 hit hard. Family issues, poor sleep, and work stress that he missed 1 day. Then another. Then 4th, he was about to quit. But instead, he did something different. He started again with just 5 minutes. Jumping jacks, deep breaths, a little movement. He tracked it, celebrated it. Slowly, his streak came back. And this time, it stuck even longer. He failed, but he rebuilt. And now, that 15-minute habit is automatic. It's part of who he is, your action plan. Bounce back stronger. Here's your bounce back blueprint. Forgive fast. Say, I am human, and this is normal. Review without judgment. Ask what happened and what needs adjusting. Shrink the habit. Make it smaller, simpler, and more doable. Restart immediately. Even a 30-second version counts. Recommit with intention. Say out loud, this moment makes me stronger. Track again. New day equals new streak. Failure is the fire that forges you. If everything were easy, you'd never grow. That it's in the struggle that character is built. It's in the tension that identity is forged. It's in the bounce back that power is born. You don't have to fear failure. You just have to learn how to rise through it. And now, you do. So when you fall, and you will, remember this chapter. Let it catch you. Let it coach you. Let it remind you. I don't fail. I reset. You're still in the game. You're still building momentum. You're still on the path. Point 1 habit. 1 day, 1 comeback at a time. Chapter 8. Multiplying success in every area. By now, You've experienced something remarkable, that you've discovered your success multiplier habit. You've designed your life around it. You've sprinted through 30 days of intentional action. You've learned to handle failure and come back stronger. What's next? The real magic happens when you start multiplying success across every area of your life. Because success isn't a one-dimensional journey. It's a ripple effect, a force that grows and expands. Your one habit isn't just a tool for change in one corner of your life. It's a multiplier that can ignite transformation in your health, relationships, career, mindset, and beyond. This chapter will show you how to leverage the power of your success multiplier habit to create exponential growth, success that compounds, overlaps, and multiplies, leading to a truly transformed life. The ripple effect of one habit. Think about dropping a pebble into a calm pond. At first, it's just a small splash. But then the ripples grow wider, crossing the entire surface, touching every corner. Your one habit works the same way. For example, the discipline you build from journaling every day might improve your focus at work. The patience you develop from daily meditation can deepen your relationships. The energy you gain from regular exercise can boost your creativity and drive. When you commit to a habit that truly reflects who you want to be, you're planting a seed that grows and spreads into every part of your life. Identify your key life areas to multiply your success effectively. First, identify the areas that matter most to you. Here are the core areas most people focus on: health and fitness, physical well-being, nutrition, sleep, exercise, mindset, and emotional health, stress management, mindfulness, self-awareness, career and productivity, work habits, skill development, goal achievement, relationships, and social life, family, friends, community, communication, finance and wealth, budgeting, saving, investing, income growth, personal growth and learning, reading, creativity, hobbies, self-improvement, spirituality and purpose, meaning, connection, values, contribution. Once you've mapped your key areas, you can start applying your success multiplier habit as a catalyst in each. How to multiply success without overwhelm. You might wonder, if I'm just focusing on one habit, how do I create success in all these areas? The answer is simple but profound. Leverage the core principle of compounding success. Your one habit doesn't have to be dozens of habits. It just needs to be the right habit that naturally improves multiple areas. For example, a habit of daily planning sharpens productivity, reduces stress, mindset, and frees up time for relationships. A habit of morning exercise energizes your body, health, boosts confidence, mindset, and increases focus, career. A habit of reading daily expands knowledge, personal growth, improves communication skills, relationships, and inspires creativity, career. Instead of chasing multiple goals, choose the habit that naturally multiplies your success. Create habit chains for exponential growth. Once your success multiplier habit feels solid, you can start building habit chains, small linked habits that amplify each other. For example, your core habit might be morning journaling. You add, follow journaling with 5 minutes of meditation. Then, review your top 3 goals for the day. Finally, take a short walk to clear your mind. Each habit flows naturally into the next. Together, they build momentum that lifts every area of your life. Remember, start small, build gradually, and keep the chain manageable. Using your identity shift to multiply success. Recall from Chapter 4. The identity shift is the foundation of lasting change. To multiply success, you need to expand your identity. Instead of thinking, I'm someone who journals, think, I'm someone who takes care of my mind, body, and soul every day. This broader identity invites new habits and successes to join the movement. Your identity becomes a magnet, attracting habits and behaviors that align with your vision. Success in relationships. The multiplier effect, one of the most overlooked areas. Where success multiplies is in your relationships. A small habit, like expressing gratitude daily, can transform your connection with others. Here's how success multiplies in relationships. Increased gratitude builds warmth and trust. Trust deepens communication and reduces conflict. Better communication improves emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy supports mental well-being. The power of one simple habit can ripple across families, friendships, and workplaces, multiplying harmony, and support. Multiplying success in career and finance. Your success multiplier habit can also create breakthroughs in your career and finances. For example, a habit of learning something new daily, even 10 minutes, can lead to sharpened skills that make you more valuable at work, increased confidence for promotions or new opportunities, smarter money decisions when combined with financial literacy habits, new ideas for side hustles or passive income. By investing consistently in small actions, your career and wealth can grow exponentially. The role of reflection in multiplying success. Reflection is a powerful multiplier. Set aside weekly or monthly time to review what's working, what's improving, where can you apply your habit more broadly, what new habits can you stack or chain. Reflection deepens your awareness and helps you course correct quickly. It keeps your success multiplying rather than plateauing. Avoid the multitasking trap. As you expand success, beware of multitasking. Trying to do too many habits or goals at once can lead to overwhelm and burnout. Remember, focus on quality over quantity. Deepen one habit before adding another. Use your identity as your compass, not your to-do list. Multiply success strategically, not sporadically. Celebrate your multiplying success. Finally, celebrate the wins, big and small. Every ripple you create in your life matters. Celebrate how your one habit strengthens your health, builds your confidence, enhances your relationships, advances your career, deepens your happiness. Success isn't just about a destination. It's about a journey of continual growth, fueled by your one powerful habit, your action steps. Multiply your success starting today. List your key life areas. Identify 3 to 5 that matter most right now. Map your success multiplier habit to each area. Ask, how does this habit improve this area? Identify potential habit chains. What small habits naturally flow from your core habit? Schedule regular reflection sessions, weekly or monthly. Commit to reviewing and adjusting. Reinforce your expanded identity. Speak and act like the person who thrives in every area. Celebrate every ripple you create. Your one habit is not a small act. It's a success multiplier, a powerful catalyst that can transform your entire life. Multiply your success with intention, focus, and heart, and watch as your life blooms beyond what you ever imagined. Chapter 9. Stack the habits. Multiply the results. Imagine this. You've built one powerful habit, the success multiplier, that is already changing your life. But what if I told you that this habit can become the foundation for many more? That, by stacking small habits, you can multiply your success exponentially? That's the magic of habit stacking. This chapter will show you how to create chains of habits that flow naturally, making your daily routine richer, more productive, and easier to maintain. When you learn to stack habits, you don't just add more actions to your day, you multiply your results. What is habit stacking? Habit stacking is a simple yet powerful concept. Attach a new habit to an existing habit, by linking a new behavior to something you already do automatically. You make it easier to remember and perform the new habit. Instead of thinking, I need to add this new habit to my already busy day, you think, right after I do this thing I always do, I will do this new habit. This builds momentum naturally and effortlessly. Why habit stacking works. Habit stacking taps into how our brains create routines. Our brains love patterns and predictability. When two habits are connected, the cue for the first habit becomes the cue for the second. For example, after you brush your teeth, you might floss. After you pour your morning coffee, you check your daily goals. The first habit is the anchor. The second habit rides on the back of it. This makes the new habit easier to remember and harder to skip. How to build your habit stack. Let's break down the steps to create a powerful habit stack. Point 1. Start with your existing habit. Identify a habit you already do reliably every day. It could be brushing your teeth, making coffee, sitting down for work, or locking your door at night. This habit is your anchor. Point 2. Choose a small new habit. Pick a new habit that is small, specific, and meaningful. It should take less than 5 minutes to complete. For example, drink a glass of water. Write one sentence in your journal. Take 3 deep breaths. Review your top priorities. Small habits stack best because they don't feel overwhelming. Point 3. Link the new habit to the anchor. Create a clear, simple statement. After I anchor habit, I will new habit. Example, After I finish my morning coffee, I will write down my top 3 tasks. This phrasing helps your brain anticipate and prepare. Point 4. Repeat consistently every time you do your anchor habit. Follow it with the new habit. Consistency strengthens the link and builds momentum. Examples of habit stacks for success. Here are some examples to inspire you. Morning routine stack. After I brush my teeth, I will drink a glass of water. After I drink water, I will meditate for 5 minutes. After I meditate, I will write down my goals for the day. Workday productivity stack. After I sit down at my desk, I will review my calendar. After I review my calendar, I will set a timer for focused work. After the timer ends, I will take a 5-minute stretch break. Evening wind down stack. After I turn off my computer, I will write 3 things I'm grateful for. After writing gratitude, I will read a book for 10 minutes. After reading, I will prepare my clothes for tomorrow. The power of small wins. Stacking small habits creates small wins throughout your day. These wins build confidence, boost motivation, and create positive feedback loops that it's a snowball effect. One habit leads to the next. Momentum builds. Your identity shifts. Success multiplies. Avoid overloading your stack. Remember, habit stacking is about simplicity and flow, not overloading yourself. Start with just 1 or 2 new habits attached to existing routines. Focus on quality, not quantity. Build gradually, over time. Adding too many habits too quickly can lead to overwhelm and burnout. Make it personal and meaningful. Your habit stack should reflect what matters most to you. Ask yourself, which habits will bring the biggest positive impact? What habits align with my values and goals? Which existing routines are strongest for me to use as anchors? Personalization increases commitment and enjoyment. Track and celebrate your habit stacks. Use a habit tracker or journal to monitor your progress. Celebrate every time you complete your stack. Recognition of progress fuels motivation and helps habits stick long-term. A real story. From one habit to many. Let me tell you about Sarah. She started with one habit, drinking a glass of water after brushing her teeth. Within a week, she added journaling after drinking water. Soon, she was meditating after journaling. In just a month, Sarah had a powerful morning routine that energized her entire day. Her results multiplied, not because she worked harder, but because she worked smarter with habit stacking. Your action plan. Start stacking today. Identify your strongest daily habit, your anchor. Choose one small new habit to attach. Write your after anchor, I will new habit statement. Practice the stack daily for 1 week. Add another small habit after the new one if ready. Celebrate progress and adjust as needed. Habit stacking is your shortcut to multiplying success without overwhelm. It's how small, simple actions build unstoppable momentum. And when momentum grows, results multiply. Start stacking your habits today and watch your success soar. Chapter 10. Live the multiplier life. Congratulations that you've come a long way. You started by discovering the power of one habit, the success multiplier. You designed your life around it, sprinted for 30 days, learned to recover from failure, multiplied your success across all areas, stacked habits, and built unstoppable momentum. Now, it's time for the final step. To live the multiplier life every day, fully and intentionally. Because success isn't a goal to check off. It's a way of living. This chapter is your invitation to embrace that way of life. A life where your habits, your mindset, and your actions multiply success across every dimension. What is the multiplier life? The multiplier life is a life designed to grow, expand, and elevate continuously. It's about creating systems, routines, and identities that compound your effort and results, making success inevitable. Living the multiplier life means leading with intention every day, building momentum that carries you forward effortlessly, leveraging your habits as powerful engines for growth, embracing challenges as opportunities for transformation, connecting your purpose with your actions, cultivating resilience through consistency and self-compassion. That it's not about perfection. It's about progress, not about luck, but about design, not about isolated wins, but about compound impact. The pillars of the multiplier life. To live this life fully, focus on these core pillars. 1. Purposeful habits. Your habits aren't random tasks. They're your daily choices to become the person you want to be. Each habit multiplies your success by reinforcing your identity, focus, and energy. Ask yourself often, are my habits aligned with my highest purpose? If yes, you're living as a multiplier point too. Intentional time is your most precious resource. Live the multiplier life by designing your day with intention, prioritizing what matters, eliminating distractions, and protecting your sacred habit. Time. Make time your ally, not your enemy. Point 3. Growth mindset. See challenges as fuel, not roadblocks. When setbacks happen, respond with curiosity and resilience. Use failure to recalibrate and come back stronger. Remember, growth is a lifelong journey. Point 4. Consistent reflection. Regularly pause and review your progress, mindset, and alignment. Reflection deepens awareness and reveals new paths for multiplying. Success. Schedule weekly or monthly multiplier moments for journaling, meditation, or planning. Point 5. Supportive environments. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and tools that encourage your success. Seek mentors, join communities, and create physical spaces that inspire and empower your habits. Living the multiplier life daily. How does a typical day look for someone living the multiplier life? Morning. Wake up with purpose. Anchor your day with your success multiplier habit, maybe journaling, exercise, or meditation. Set clear intentions. Daytime. Engage deeply with your priorities. Stack small habits throughout your day to maintain momentum. Evening. Reflect on wins and lessons. Recharge mind and body with rituals aligned to your goals. Prepare for tomorrow with clarity. Each day is a cycle of action, reflection, and renewal, creating unstoppable forward motion. The multiplier mindset. Living the multiplier life requires a mindset that embraces patience. Lasting change takes time. Self-compassion, kindness fuels endurance. Ownership. You are the architect of your success. Gratitude. Appreciating progress fuels motivation. Curiosity. Exploring new ways to grow keeps life exciting. Your mindset becomes the soil where your habits and success multiply. Overcoming common challenges. Even in the multiplier life, challenges arise. Burnout. Combat it with rest, self-care, and adjusting your load. Distractions. Manage by setting boundaries and focusing on one task at a time. Doubt. Remind yourself of past wins and your vision. Plateaus. Use reflection and habit tweaks to break through. Challenges are part of the process. They don't define it. Success multiplied. Beyond yourself, the multiplier life isn't just about personal gain, it's about impact. Your multiplied success influences your family, community, and even the world. Think about the ripple effect. The healthier you are, the more you can support others. The wiser you become, the better you mentor and lead. The more disciplined you grow, the more you inspire change. Your one habit becomes a catalyst for collective transformation. Your daily multiplier affirmation. Try this powerful affirmation each morning to center your day. I am a multiplier of success. My habits, mindset, and actions create positive ripples in my life and beyond. Speak it with conviction. Let it remind you of your power and purpose. Your action plan. Live the multiplier life. Review your success multiplier habit. Design your day intentionally around your highest priorities. Commit to daily reflection and adjustment. Build a supportive environment that uplifts your goals. Embrace challenges with resilience and curiosity. Celebrate your progress and impact every step of the way. Closing thoughts. Living the multiplier life is a lifelong commitment. A beautiful journey of growth, impact, and fulfillment. It's a life where your one habit fuels endless possibilities. Where your daily choices compound into extraordinary success. Where you don't just survive, you thrive. Where you don't just exist, you lead. This is your invitation. To live fully. To multiply success. To become the person you were always meant to be. Your multiplier life starts now. Conclusion. Your one habit starts now. You've traveled a powerful journey. From understanding why success eludes many, to discovering your own success multiplier habit. From designing your life intentionally around it, to sprinting through the first 30 days of transformation. From learning how to recover from failure to stacking habits and multiplying success across every area of your life. Now, the path lies open before you. The truth is simple and profound. Your success begins with one habit. Your transformation begins with one small action. Your new life begins right now. The power is in your hands. This isn't just theory or motivation. This is an invitation, an opportunity to take control of your future, and no matter your past struggles, no matter the obstacles you face, you have the power to change today. Point one habit, practiced consistently, can reshape your mind, body, and spirit. It can redefine your identity and realign your actions. It can multiply success in ways you never thought possible. Start small. Start now. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or ideal conditions. The perfect time to start is right now. Choose your one habit. Make it small enough that it feels easy and achievable. Commit to it, just for today, because every great journey begins with a single step. And your step is ready. Embrace imperfection. Remember, this journey is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's hard. Even when you stumble or fail, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every slip is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every moment is a chance to recommit. You are not alone. While your habit is personal, your journey is shared. Many have walked this path before you. Many will walk it after you. You're part of a community of growth, courage, and transformation. Lean on support, seek guidance, and celebrate your wins with others. Visualize your multiplied success. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine who you will be in 30 days after practicing your habit faithfully. How your life will improve in 1 year because of the compounded power of your actions. The impact your multiplied success will have on your relationships, your career, and your well-being. Feel the energy of that future self, the confident, purposeful, unstoppable you. Hold that vision close. Let it fuel your commitment, your action plan. The first step right now, pause and take this simple but powerful action. Write down your one success multiplier habit. Set a start time, today, this hour, this minute. Visualize yourself completing this habit successfully. Say aloud, I commit to my one habit. I am the person who takes action. I multiply my success every day. Take that first step, no matter how small. Final words, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one habit. One choice. One day, your life is waiting for you to step into your power, to live the multiplier life. To multiply your success, your joy, your impact. The multiplier effect starts now. So take a deep breath. Take your first step and watch your life transform, one habit at a time. Thank you for trusting me to guide you on this journey. Now go forward and multiply your success.